You are taking a look at Jack Pollock. He calls himself the next trending topic, and he's maybe one of the most underrated talents in this part of the country. What do you make of Jack Pollock? I know you're familiar with him in your travels as well.
Absolutely. Trained by Lance Storm. How many people can say that?
At least one other on the show.
Well, trained by Lance Storm. Been a champion actually in every company he has ever competed in. And most importantly, the thing about Jack Pollock is he is not only a technician, but he's a smart man's wrestler as well.
Well, we'll see. He's got a difficult test ahead. It's the Bev!
I was waiting for that. Oh. There is no man on this earth that I dislike more than the Bev. No man. And that says a lot. I don't like a lot of people.
You're not part of, the Bev Brethren?
No, I'm not part of the Bev Brethren. I'm not a Bev brother. I'm not a Bev supporter. Well, supporter is an alliteration. But I don't like the Bev in any stretch of the imagination. Where does Bev hail from?
So what are you trying to say?
What I'm saying is, my money on this is Jack Pollock.
Bev has, at some points in his career, been based out of Beverly Hills. That would make sense, right?
Yeah.
But he's a native of Niles, Ohio.
And that's something to be proud of? Come on. Come on.
I've been to Niles, Ohio. I like Niles, Ohio.
No, you don't. You were just telling me earlier that you hated it.
I do not talk to you off air.
Oh, well, you know what? I'm going to tell you. What's going to happen here is if Jack Pollock can hit that boot, that big boot, Bev's teeth are going to be in the first, second, and third row.
Bev sort of started his career of sorts here in Turnersville. I believe his initial training was here back in 2007 or so, before moving on to PWO/Prime Wrestling. Jack Pollock, what, about 6'3" or so?
About 6'3", I would say a solid 225, 230. Definitely a man that's got the size advantage on Bev. Power-wise, I'm not sure. But as I mentioned earlier, the one thing that Pollock does have is that big boot. Finished off many a man.
Well, one thing you got to look out for with Beverly is his very, very physical strikes. He is a southpaw. He's left-handed, and the forearms he throws are very, very lethal, and the kicks he throws could knock you out in a heartbeat.
So he's left-handed, and he's from Ohio.
Yes.
Two of the things that I despise more than anything.
I don't see why you would feel that way. A lot of very quality people are left-handed. And oh, wait a second. Pollock makes it serious, makes it personal.
That was with the right hand. Oh, that was uncalled for.
And Beverly with a roll-up. Couldn't trap him, though. A lot of great people are left-handed and from Ohio. Johnny Gargano's left-handed and he's from Ohio, and I like him.
No, you don't. Come on. Now, why do you got to lie to the people? Nobody likes Johnny Gargano.
And there you see a bit of that striking game from Beverly.
He's not going to see this, is he?
Gargano?
Yeah.
I'll make a call.
Well, hopefully he doesn't answer. No, look at that. Yay! Cheer for me! Yay, Ohio! Please.
Hey, those strikes aren't impressing you? Because they're sure as hell impressing Jack Pollock.
Well, he's definitely feeling them. Hey, I'm not going to not give the devil his due here.
Oh, nice back suplex.
Bobby Beverly, a very capable athlete, just in my humble opinion, aside from the fact that I don't like him, he's not the quality of Jack Pollock.
Oh, caught Pollock with a knee coming down.
Well, speaking of teeth going out of the mouth.
Pollock out on his feet and then out of the ring.
Now, you got to watch yourself around these people. You're never sure what you're going to catch from the people of Ohio.
I'd be more concerned with Bobby Beverly, honestly.
Of course, people in Cleveland, at least the football team, hasn't caught anything in a long time.
Ouch.
That's what it's like being a fan of theirs.
Oh, well, there's a punt for you.
Now, isn't that illegal? Kick to the outside, that's got to be something. Do something. We need to get the 10 count. I'm a little verklempt and all kind of stuff up here.
What are you talking about?
Well, Jack Pollock has a 10 count on the outside, and Bobby Beverly should respect that.
Bobby Beverly doesn't have to respect that. He can do what he wants as long as he's back in the ring before the count of 10.
And you see, that's one of the reasons I don't like Bobby Beverly, amongst others.
What, because he's smart?
I just said he was left-handed and from Ohio. Left-handed, Ohio, and smart do not go together. It's like oil and water, or mayonnaise and vinegar, or you and me.
Or Pollock's face in the guardrail.
Where like Pollock's face in the guardrail?
They don't get along at all. Pollock in some serious pain on the outside. Beverly's come here to make a statement. First time wrestling's been in Turner's Hall in 2 or 3 years. I mean, just think of the legends that have been in this building. From, of course, the late, great JT Lightning on to CM Punk, AJ Styles, Samoa Joe, Abdullah the Butcher, Tommy Rich.
With all the stars of not only today, but yesterday, and now we're seeing into the future, one of the moments that we're going to be adding here tonight, in my opinion, and if, again, I'm not a betting man, but if I were, it would be that the Jack Pollock Big Boot Fiesta, as some will call it, to the face of Bobby Beverly.
Well, that remains to be seen. Pollock has Beverly trapped in the corner at this point, grounding him. Beverly really had run away with this matchup in the early moments, but Pollock shut that down, and he's doing a very, very expert job of dictating the tempo at this point. Beverly was in his element early, but has really been completely knocked out of it lately.
Well, Joe, you'd be very surprised how you can neutralize an opponent just by cutting off their wind. You know, if I could show you, I would, and I wouldn't have a problem doing that, but just cutting off somebody's air supply and their windpipe really does a number on them.
Beverly, former Prime Wrestling Tag Team Champion, Television Champion. Had success in AIW as well in this building for a number of years. Beverly is one of the staples of professional wrestling in this part of the country for many years. And if Jack Pollock can knock him off here tonight, Pollock will make a big statement that he's here to stay. But Beverly catches the leg into the roll-up, 2-0.
Well, I was going to say, if he's the staple, hopefully Pollock's the staple remover.
Side Russian leg sweep nicely done. Pollock's got great technique. He's very skilled, very underrated, but again, a near fall. Beverly is very tenacious, and Beverly does not know the meaning of the word quit.
Well, Bobby Beverly doesn't know the meaning of a lot of words, but that's not really the point. One of the things Bobby Beverly can't say is he wasn't trained in Calgary, Alberta, Canada, like Jack Pollock.
No, he wasn't. But he was trained by Johnny Gargano, who you were mocking earlier.
I was not mocking. If Mr. Gargano hears this, I'd love to talk to him.
It's Mr. Gargano.
Mr. Gargano. Well, if you're a friend, you can call him
that. Really?
Yeah. You're not his friend. You wouldn't know.
No, not in the least.
We're BFFs.
Pollock with a cover, and Beverly able to slip out. Again, wins and losses matter here, and you can only make a first impression so many times to the entire board of directors here in PCW, all the management that represents this great organization. And the great thing about this company is the more events we do, the talent roster is going to be constantly evolving. More talent will get a chance to come in and prove themselves. If you hit a slump, you may be gone for a while, have a chance to recharge your batteries. We're going to bring you a number of talents that have not been seen in this area in years, if ever. As Pollock attempted a chop, and we're back to the Beverly game, and Pollock realizes that he senses it and shuts him back down. But you never really know what you're going to get when you show up to a PCW event. Things will be changing constantly, and these athletes need to be on top of their game month in and month out.
Well, absolutely. With things being fresh, you can't kind of rest on your laurels. But when it comes to the board of directors, is there a spot open by chance? I do have directing experience.
I've had issues with unscrupulous color commentators being on the upper management side of things before. I'll try not to go that route this time.
Seems like you have an axe to grind. You need to get over that. You need to move on from it.
Well, Beverly looking to move on from this matchup. Caught Pollock in the back of the head. Pollock is dazed, but you can see Beverly has had a lot taken out of him as well. Could be the turning point of this matchup. I think both men have performed well thus far in this contest. I give a slight edge to Beverly. How do you feel?
Well, I give a slight edge to Pollock. See that, and well, I was going to say the man that can connect the most punches here. They're both throwing haymakers. I thought you said he was left-handed. He just used his right hand. You're a liar.
One foot drop kick by Beverly. Maybe he's ambidextrous. What do you want from me? Hook in the leg for 2.
I don't care how many languages he speaks. That has nothing to do with his wrestling ability. Using left foot, right foot, left foot or left hand, blue. It's like a wild game of Twister. Because he's got blue tight. You know what I meant. Shut up. Quit looking at me like that.
High angle back suplex by the Bev. Hook in the leg. Could this do it? No. And I tell you what, I've seen Jack Pollock in some amazing wars. I've seen him in some marathon level length matches. I've seen him face some very tough opposition, and I'm not taking anything away from Jack Pollock, but the fact that Bobby Beverly has been able to dictate much of this matchup speaks very highly of him. And Pollock, drops Beverly. That modified fireman's carry slam, and he got an air fall.
Are you... that two? Two.
If Jack Pollock beats Bobby Beverly, is that an upset?
Not in my mind. Certain, maybe in the eyes of some people, but certainly not in my mind.
Is it an upset based on where we are?
Upset based on where we are? Yeah.
Here comes the boot! Nobody there! Bev counters! Good grief! Bev driver? No! Pollock kicks out.
I don't think I've ever seen that from the Bev. He obviously came to play here in PCW, but...
Oh! Right to the mouth! That thrust kick! Good night! Beverly's got that killer instinct. He's got that physicality, that aggression that brought him to so much success in the earlier years of this decade. What's the outlook for the Bev in the months ahead?
Well, the Bev, I hate to say, but he did pull out the win here. A little unsighted because he had the entire city of Cleveland with him. But definitely, I would say, moving up the ranks. But you got to give it to Jack Pollock as well for his PCW debut.
We'll be seeing a lot more of the Bev, and I have a feeling that Jack Pollock will be back to battle again before long as well.